Skyscraper. Skyscraper is from 2018, it lasts about an hour and 42 minutes, and it stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The movie opens 10 years ago. Will Sawyer, played by The Rock, he's an FBI field agent, and his team and he are heading in to take out some bomb maker.
He's a bad guy.
Way out in a log cabin somewhere. Yeah, so the Dreets of Terminator, they get into the building, it's this guy just making dons in his house.
I was having fun.
And one of the dons detonates. The don maker is no more.
How very sad.
And also, Will Sawyer's leg is no more. He loses a leg in this explosion. But in hospital, he meets his future wife, Sarah. Yeah, right. It's so cheesy. Because he's on the operating table and he opens his eyes. And there's the person who saved him. This beautiful woman. Neve Campbell plays Sarah Sawyer, Will's wife, in this movie. During the opening titles of the movie, we see the history of some massively tall buildings being built in Hong Kong. And the crowning achievement is this fictional building, the Pearl. What? Is it scary? No, the Pearl. What? This is like Carol again. T-P-E-A-A-R-R-L-L. Pearl.
Oh, finally.
Better. Okay. That's the name of the building, and it's been opened by businessman Zhao. And Zhao is very excited about this building. It is the tallest building in the world.
It's huge.
And he has hired Will and another of Will's old FBI pals to be heads of security. Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
So Will's getting ready. He's nervous that he's getting ready for his first day at work. It's the grand opening of this building, you see. And Will is putting on his prosthetic leg. Cool effect. Yeah, it looks like he's really got a prosthetic leg. When we know the actor, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock doesn't have a prosthetic leg. So this job comes with a lovely suite for Will and his family to live in. So it's Will, his wife Sarah, and his two children. Twins, Georgia and Henry. Yeah, they're what are they, 6? Something like that, 6 or 7. So they go with none into the new apartment. Will meets up with his buddy Den, who he's known for at least 10 years. And they have to go off-site to set up some security protocols. It's all very futuristic. The whole building's got like all these screens and panels and augmented reality screens. Yeah, and it's all controlled by one tablet. Yeah, not like a tablet you eat. No, they know. An electronic tablet. They know. Zhao controls that, but as head of security, Will is given it to look after. So Will puts it in his backpack to keep it safe. Yeah, that's safe. While Ben and Will are off-site, we see some bad guys tunneling into the building. Yeah, they want to take over the building. I don't know why, but they do.
We just do.
At the off-site security base, Ben, Will's old friend, pulls a gun on Will. Yeah, and he's like, "Give me the tablet. I'm working with the bad guys. They're taking a lot of money."
Didn't see that coming.
So Ben and Will have a big fight. Yeah, and then even pulls off Will's leg that he still loses. During the fight, Ben is mortally wounded, and as he's dying, he says, "You better just hand over that tablet to the bad guys because they will kill you and your family to get it."
A little bit much.
And then dies. So the bad guy is called Botha. And Botha and his team are still tunneling in. They've gained entry to the building and they're going to be sneaking around anytime soon.
Like more people found.
So Will thinks, uh-oh, now family's in there. So he has to get back in the building. Somehow, he could just lock in the door. Well, he starts to head to the building, but some more of Botha's team outside ambush him. They steal the tablet, yeah, and they set it up so he looks like he's killed a guy. Then, yeah. Which he has, yeah, inadvertently, and in self-defence. Still, the police are like, "Come with me, big giant Dwayne Johnson guy." He's about to be handcuffed, but then he thinks, "I need to rescue my family." So he runs off and flees through the crowd and heads towards the building. Yeah. We're all thinking, how am I going to get in there? The building's all going to be locked up. And then we'd find out there's a fire started on the 96th floor. Yeah, so anyone below that is evacuated, and the terrorists, Dotha and his mates, they actually think the building is empty. I love that. Except for Zhao. They think they'll get Zhao, and then they can take control of the building. They don't know about the family, but then when they find out about the family, they're like, well, we better go and kill them. So there's no way Will can get into the building and up 96 floors while there's a fire going on.
Or is there?
He sees a construction site opposite the building, and there's a massive crane, and he thinks, I'll climb that. And he does, in a matter of minutes. I think, to climb that crane would be terrifying because it's so high up. Yeah. Also, it'd take ages even if you could do it. Not for the Rock though. He's at it in seconds. Well, minutes. Seconds. While he's climbing it, there's a bit of a delay between the Hong Kong cops chasing Will while he's climbing this crane, because there's one cop who seems to have sympathy for him and maybe believes what he was shouting about when they tried to arrest him earlier.
I didn't do it.
But anyway, the Hong Kong SWAT team, they go into the construction site and they take the elevator up.
There's an elevator.
Why didn't Will just do that? I don't know, but he decided to climb a crane. Anyway, they all land up on top of this long arm of the crane. It's so high up. That Will just walks across it casually. Then the SWAT team appear and they're like, freeze, Duster! And they're edging across the crane by and arrest Will. But Will takes a run. Don't look down. He runs and he jumps and lands on the edge of the broken window of the building. Whew, that is lucky. It was lucky. By the way, when this is going on, there are hundreds of people on the street watching everything. First of all, they're watching it in real life, but there's also a big screen being put up so they can watch everything.
Pay-per-view!
Yeah, they're watching it and they're like, oh, this is cool. They all cheer when Will makes it into the building. Now, Zhao actually has a few advisors and a couple of security members with him. He tries to leave the building with them, but they're ambushed by both his team, and most of Zhao's team are killed. One of Zhao's team, one of his closest allies, is actually working for Botha. Yeah, his name is Pierce.
Piece of dick.
Anyway, Zhao manages to escape. Botha gives chase, but Zhao gets to his penthouse and locks himself in. Now with the fire going on, Sarah and the twins have decided, let's get out of here. And they try to make their way downstairs, but obviously the fire is below them. They get to a floor where there's like an artificial bridge being built. Yeah, it's like all decorative and fancy, but the bridge has been burned away, so now they're like sort of stranded. Yeah, but it is actually now I think about it, is standing for a little while. Yeah, because Sarah and the little boy make it across. That little girl, Georgia, she's just standing there like, oh, great, what am I gonna do? And then Pierce appears. Yeah, Pierce has been sent to take out this family. Pierce appears and he's on the same side as Sarah and he's about to shoot her. But then Will appears and Will shoves Pierce into the gaping fiery hell below. Will constructs a makeshift bridge. Will turns to tell Georgia to go across the bridge next. But then some bad guys appear and she runs off. She's chased by the bad guys. Sarah and Henry make it to the ground floor, out onto the street. Will and Georgia are both actually captured after this.
Oh, great.
So Will is put into a room on his own. Don't know why they didn't just kill him. And Georgia is taken away as hostage. Will's in a fancy office. He just smashes a window using some ornamental thing.
That was easy.
He uses a rope from somewhere. He ties it around the statue. Ties it around the statue in the office and makes his way outside of the office. And he's climbing onto the side, wandering around the building. Yeah, and everyone on the street's like, wow, look at that guy, that's so cool. And really, the SWAT team would probably be like, right, take him out. He makes it to the next room, which happens to be Zhao's penthouse. Yeah, and Zhao's in there like, what's going on? Well, now it turns out what Botha and his team didn't know is that Will's face is needed to unlock the tablet. Yeah, it's like Face ID. It's quite futuristic. You've probably never heard of it. Oh, it's almost phones these days. What? So the next thing we see is Will being taken by gunpoint by Zhao up to the roof where they're going to meet Botha and his remaining bad guys.
That's not cool.
So on the roof, we've got Will and Zhao on side, Botha, and about 3 of his remaining goons, and Georgia on the other side. Zhao says, I'll hand over Will if you give me a parachute so I can jump off this building with you guys and escape. Yeah. But it's a trick. Zhao creates a distraction, Georgia runs off, and it all goes to chaos. Yeah, he wasn't actually handed over Will, he was actually Helton.
What a nice man.
Zhao's a good guy. At this point, for some reason, Will pulls out a weapon of his own. A sword. Yes, a sword. You heard me right, a sword. And he starts chopping and fighting bad guys. Panels come out of the floor, well, the roof, and these create a shield for Zhao and Will. Because it's all augmented reality, the panels show whatever Zhao wants them to show. Yeah, remember that. Zhao also has a gun, and between them, he and Will take out all of the bad guys, except for Botha, the leader. Zhao is injured by Botha, so he lies down for a bit, leaving Will to be the hero. Yeah, so Will goes on the hunt for Botha and for his daughter, and he finds them both because Botha has his daughter Georgia, and he's like, I'm gonna kill her, Nate. So it's a face-off. Botha has a gun, and he has Georgia, and he says, hand over the tablet, which Will got during the whole mess. Unlock it with your face, hand it over, and maybe I'll give you your daughter. Yeah, you know he's going to kill her, and kill Will. But Will puts his gun down, and he says, okay, I'll hand over the tablet. But there's one thing you need to know. And Botha says, what's that? And Will says, I'm behind you. And then he flickers, because it's one of the augmented reality screens.
I'm behind you.
It's a trick. So Will comes running up from behind Botha and smashes him into a hole in the centre of the roof, sending him to his fiery death 1,000 million feet below. That was decent. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Somehow, on the street, about 8 million feet down, Sarah has the tablet. It's unlocked. She presses a few buttons on it, sets off the sprinkler system, and saves the building. Yeah, if you dropped your phone from your pocket onto the ground, it might smash. But if you drop this tablet 1 billion feet, it's fine, it still works. The next thing we know, Will, Zhao and Georgia are being taken off the roof and down to the ground in a helicopter. They make it to the street and they go out, and Will does the most dramatic shout of his wife's name ever heard. He's like, Sarah! As if she's a goner. But she's just in a police car, chilling, waiting for him. They hug, and then they say, let's go home. It ends quite quickly. But Skyscraper, it's okay. Well, I thought it was decent. Really? But then I've got a soft spot for The Rock. Why? Because he's The Rock, because I'm a big wrestling fan. Oh yeah. Well, I just thought it was flat in places. There are bits that should have been really exciting, and it turned out they're okay. Not really exciting. They're okay. I know what you mean. I mean, I think the ending where he kicked the guy down the hole, that was pretty decent. When he's climbing the building, there was actually that bit, I did feel like a little bit, what do you call it? Arachnophobic? No. Scared of heights? Yeah, it's a bit dizzying. It's quite cool. Only once though. The other times he's on the building, on the side of the building, it's like, yeah. I don't know if it's the music, or the direction, or the acting, or the atmosphere, but there's something just missing. Missing that could have been really good, and it's just, okay. Fair enough. Well, let us know what you thought of Skyscraper. And hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time. He didn't even give anyone the Rock Dotton.